Hi everyone, it's Oracle Ani, and I'm here to do the Oracle message for the month of March. I decided to try to put all the Oracle cards together for the month. Now, as you can see, I already have them here. If you want to watch me pull them in real time, the video is in my Instagram account, which is Oracle Ani, and it's called Behind the Scenes Choosing Oracle Cards or something like that. I guess I'll leave the link in the description. That'll be easier for everyone. So this month I'm working with the Oracle of the Dragonfae, and let's just get to the message. The major arcana that we have for March is the Wheel of Fortune. Wheel of Fortune. And this card is cause and effect. It is the cycles of life and time, and in a way, it is going with the flow, right? Sometimes you're up, sometimes you're down. There's a song that goes, sometimes you're the bear, sometimes the bear catches you, right? It's like a country song. So if you're up, I don't know if you can hear the sirens right now, but if you find yourself in the top of the circle, this means just remember to have gratitude for your current position, because it's not going to last forever. And in a way, nothing usually does, right? Every bad moment ends, and every good moment also ends. The frequency with which you come from one to the other and up and down and up and down, that is your own power in the circle here. You can't always be down, but you can't always be up. There's always something that makes the wheel turn. And usually what that is the divine, right? In order to understand, in order to have gratitude for a lucky break or a win, or like a, I just saw the word earning, right? We have to experience the darkness and what is to not have, right? And so know that the wheel is turned by the divine, but that it's up to you how fast it turns. So some of you may be starting the month with the wheel like this. Some of you may be starting the month with the wheel like this. And generally, nobody's 100% like this or like this, right? There is always, right, because otherwise we'd have a half circle. There is always something to be grateful for, and there's always a challenge. And being in the center of it, being in the center of the circle, helps us see what's good, even though we're having a bad moment. And that can help with the way that you weather a bad moment or an unlucky break or an unlucky season, right? Because it's just, I'm going to say the cliche, the only constant in the world, in the universe, is change. Okay? Now, I have seen people with negative thought patterns only focus on the loss, only focus on the darkness, only focus on what's wrong. And they miss the rest of the circle. They miss acknowledging what is actually working in their life and what's right and what's the light that they can focus on while they're experiencing a dark moment. Oh, look, even in the card, darkness, light, right? We all transverse through this pattern, through this cycle. Some of these cycles are karmic. Just some of these cycles are karmic. Done. As I was actually reading about the Wheel of Fortune card and about the cycles, it made me think of one of my favorite books that's called The Drunkard's Walk, which is a book about the history of math and statistics. And I know that sounds super nerdy, and I really thought it was about a drunk person, but it's not. It's it's about how even the most random things have some sort of order to them. The reason it appears random is because we are too close to the pattern. It's like the difference between being inside a what are these called? The difference between being inside a fractal versus pulling outside of the fractal and noticing the pattern of the fractal, right? Most of us live inside the fractal, so everything appears random. But when you pull out and up, i.e. from your higher self, when you start looking from a higher perspective, you start to see the pattern and you can see the circle. And you're like, oh yeah, no, it's like this, but it's going to go up and it's, okay. So now let's see the messages from the Dragonfae regarding this energy for the month. Okay, so for the first week of March, we have Queen Mob. And this card says, your ancient wisdom is awakening. And this card is about speaking up against injustices, right? So if you see injustices in the world, and this is what Queen Mob is saying, and you don't say anything about it, you are reinforcing it to have more power, right? Sometimes the only way to deal with darkness is by talking about it, rather than ignoring it. And let me check my notes here. What else did I write about this card? Oh yeah. She suggests to look at the karmic history of a place, of a community, of a group, and to act according to, it says, apply the principles and lessons in the present moment, right? Sometimes we look at moments of struggle or darkness in others, and we want to help them, not realizing that it was their own doing that that put them in that position for some divine purpose, right? Now, if something is being unjustly extended and being kind of like forced to stay as an injustice, then that's when we really need to speak up, because everything is supposed to be changing. Everything's supposed to go in a cycle. So for the first week of March, we're going to speak up to any injustices that we see in our community, in our families, in our places, right? Whatever that may be for you. For the second week of March, we have Wu Wang, and that's the dragon here. And it says, Wild and Pure Heart. This card, to me, represents self-compassion, because because this card is talking about having a pure heart, and through that pure heart is what allows you to connect with these magical beings of the Dragonfae. And the card also says that the Dragonfae, when they sense corruption in somebody's heart, they do not appear to them, right? So you have to be very pure to connect with them. And I'm going to say with this whole oracle message. So if you are watching this message, know that you are pure in your heart. And this card is that reminder that that the reason why, hold on, the reason why you may have been shunned or criticized about any magical abilities or extrasensory abilities that you might have had as a kid or right now, that was, whatever is criticized or judged, or like if you're called crazy or whatever, is because those people's hearts are corrupted. So then when you talk about these beings, these magical beings, and nobody believes you, it's because they don't have those connections. They don't have that purity in their heart. And so they think you're crazy, right? But this card is here to remind you that even if you have experienced any kind of hurt or pain at the bottom of the wheel, right? That doesn't mean that you are not a good person or that you do not have good intentions, right? The big question is like, why do bad things happen to good people? And that's a big question, right? Like, I think there's like books just addressing this one question, so I'm not gonna get into it right now. But I will say that it is connected to the wheel. In my personal experience, had I not experienced losses in my life, I would not have the level of gratitude that I have today for the small things. And I don't think that anything would have worked as effectively as those losses for me, right? Okay, now I feel like I have to check the volume. Okay, I kind of freaked out about the sound for a little bit, but it seems like it's okay if it sounds louder or better now. Just know that I moved some things. All right, let's continue with the oracle message. All right, so now for the third week of March, we have the Morrigan. And this says take action. Take action. So let's see. I do want to see this the dates because we have. Okay. So the third week is about the middle of the month going into the spring. Okay, and so we have this Morrigan card. And she's saying to take action, right? She's also talking. She's also talking about acting with deep integrity. And let's see. She's talking about the way I see it. It's kind of like, okay, we're moving into the spring where everything is growing and blooming again. And you have to, she's basically saying, you have to follow that pattern or that cycle as well. Like, this is your time. It's coming. The time is coming to bloom, to act, to do. And this is not a week for procrastination or for hesitation in what you need to do. What will that be? It's going to be different for everybody, right? But I'm gonna say, if you want to, not reward. If you want to, what's the word? Enjoy any kind of win, any kind of luck. It is by doing what you are supposed to be doing. Let's see. She says that things are going to be moving very fast and that you need to go with that speed, to not try to put brakes, to not try to, slow the process down, because it's time to go fast. It's time to, as I say, go with the flow, right? There will be a moment to catch your breath later. Yes. Okay. So also, I didn't say this card has to do with Jupiter. And I'm not an astrologer. I haven't looked at what Jupiter is doing in March. But Jupiter is the bringer of gifts. I do know that. So I do expect some sort of reward for every one of us in March. And if you get to the end of March and you are like, where's my reward? And why didn't I get anything? And blah, 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 blah. Are you sure that you're looking? Are you sure that you're just not too focused on the negative? Because something good is happening in at least one area of everybody's life this month, this March. Okay. Is that all I want to say about the Morrigan? If you need support to get through that fast moving energy, if you need more energy, if you need guidance, if you need, like, um, sometimes people get frazzled when things are moving too fast, because they don't want to make a mistake, or they want to make sure that everything is done right. I think you can ask Morgan for help, and she will um, be by your side to kind of guide you. But I would say, in practical terms, you're better off doing than not doing, right? Like, don't worry about mistakes. It's more about, like, just do, right? It's interesting. I, like, always say this, like, right? Right? I don't know where that comes from. It's just, it's something that comes out when I'm reading. Because I do not talk like this in my regular life. It's only when I'm reading. Okay. Um, okay. For the 4th week of March, we got 2 cards. And this is going to be for the people who are wondering about their romantic connections, about their divine union, about, what's going on with that. So we have the Time Guardian that says you have time. And we have number 37, Gaia's Dragon, Divine Union. So the main message that I got from these 2 cards is that if you are not with your divine partner yet, know that you have time, that it will happen. Like, the cycles have to run at their pace as well. And I'm not sure which video I'm going to post first, but I did get information that from, like, from an archangel. So I'm not again, I will post that video here, but I don't know if I'm posting this one first or that one first. So if you've already seen it, then you already know. But if you haven't seen it, then I will tell you that one of the partners in this divine union hasn't closed the cycle from the past. And so it's not that it's not going to happen. It is basically that it's just taking longer, because you also can't rush someone, like, everybody heals in their own time, and you have to allow them the space and the time to do that healing. With Gaia's Dragon, it means that the dragon protects Gaia, Mother Earth, and Mother Earth nurtures the dragon. And this card is talking about how different they both are, but their goals, their visions are, and what they're looking for and what they're working on is the same thing. And that's why they are a divine union. This is also the concept of the heaven meeting the earth. This is also the concept of having a balanced masculine and feminine energy, which, by the way, if you would like me to read your masculine and feminine energies that are in your being, I do offer that reading. And you can check it out on my website, which I'll leave in the description below. So let's say that even if you're not if you're not interested in a divine union with another person, this could just be a message about experiencing the balance of your masculine and feminine energies within you so that you can nurture an idea, nurture a project. Okay? And that if it's not happening yet, it's not that it's not going to happen because you have time. Oh, like I said, everybody heals in their own time, right? Bringing balance to your masculine and feminine energies also is part of healing, also takes time. And you have to know how your masculine side, like what actions, thoughts, and situations make your masculine side go out of control and kind of like cause pain and destruction for yourself and others. And you also have to know what actions, thoughts, circumstances make your feminine energy go out of control and just cause like emotional disruptions and cause no, I already said that, emotional disruptions. Cause emotional instability and can cause a different type of destruction on the emotional space, basically. Okay, I wasn't planning on saying any of that, but it just kind of like came out. Again, with the Wheel of Fortune for the last week, just because you find yourself down here, maybe without a partner, maybe separated from your divine partner, it doesn't mean it's going to be like that forever. It's like the wheel is going to turn, right? And I think that the main idea here is that we have to make an effort to focus on what is actually working, so that we don't get swallowed up by the darkness. Okay, so I'm going to leave it there. And I hope that you enjoy this. Please let me know. So we can have the oracle message as its own thing. And then we can have tarot message of the week in another thing. All right, this has been Oracle Annie, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!